Let us write a Python program to check whether an year is a leap year or not. You know what is a leap year. If an year consists of 366 days, it's a leap year. Otherwise, it's not a leap year. So we want to check whether Y is a leap year or not. First, check whether Y is a century year or not. What's the meaning of century year? See, year 2000. It's a century year because it ends with a 00, or this year is a multiple of 100. What's the meaning of multiple of 100? When you divide this year with 100, the remainder is 0. Similarly, year 1900 is a century year because it ends with 00, or this year is a multiple of 100, which means when you divide this year with 100, the remainder is 0. So to check whether Y is a leap year or not, the method is first check whether Y is a century year or not. If it is a century year, check whether Y is exactly divisible by 400. That is, when you divide Y with 400, remainder must be 0. If so, Y is a leap year. Otherwise, Y is not a leap year. Again, suppose if Y is not a century year, then what you need to do is, in the else part, what you can do is check whether Y is exactly divisible by 4. So if Y is exactly divisible by 4, the meaning is Y is a leap year. Otherwise, Y is not a leap year. So let me translate this algorithm into a Python program. I made use of a term algorithm. What is algorithm? The various steps written in simple English is what's known as an algorithm. Okay. So now let me translate this algorithm into a Python program. So step 1, take a new file. Step 2, save your file. Step 3, start with a comment. So a Python program to check whether an year is a leap year or not. So first, Y must be entered from the keyboard. Year, integer. So you can write int input. And here you can type enter the year from the keyboard. Now, what's the first thing to be done? Check whether Y is a century year or not. How can you check whether Y is a century year? If Y modulo 100, that is, when you divide Y with 100, if the remainder is 0, equal to 0, meaning Y is a century year. Okay, so what's the meaning of Y modulo 100? When you divide Y with 100, you get the remainder. Modulus operator returns remainder as answer. So if remainder equal to 0, meaning Y is a century year. If Y is a century year, what should I do? Check whether Y is exactly divisible by 400. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Now, if Y is exactly divisible by 400, so Y modulo 400 equal to 0. So here indentation is very important. This if is part of this one. Only if this condition is correct, this statement should be executed. So if Y modulo 400 equal to 0 means when you divide Y with 400, remainder is 0. So Y is a multiple of 400, which means you can write Y is a leap year. So Y should be written outside double quotes, only then the value of the variable Y will appear. Y is a leap year. Otherwise, below this if you can write, okay, else how do you end else? Using a colon. You can write Y is not a leap year. So let me copy paste. Let me make the change. Y is not a leap year. Now suppose if Y is not a century year, what is to be done? See, if y is not a century year, the control will come to this else part. So first of all, let me write an else. Okay. Now here, what is to be done? Check whether y is exactly divisible by 4. Okay, so I'm going to check whether y is exactly divisible by 4. So if y modulo 4 equal to 0, y is exactly divisible by 4, meaning y is a leap year. So let me write print y is a leap year. Okay. Otherwise, you can write y is not a leap year. Y is not a leap year. So please understand the code properly. That is very important. So first, y should be entered from the keyboard. Check whether y is a century year. If it is a century year, check whether y is exactly divisible by 400. If so, it's a leap year. Otherwise, it's not a leap year. Now, suppose if y is not a century year, control will come here, isn't it? Then check whether y is exactly divisible by 4. If so, y is a leap year. Otherwise, y is not a leap year. Let me run the program. So, year 2000, we know that it's a century year, isn't it? So 2000 is a leap year. Okay. Now let me check whether year 2020 is it a leap year? Yes, 2020 is a leap year. So this year 366 days are there. Okay. Then let me check whether 2030 is it a leap year? It's not a leap year. So in the year 2030, only 365 days are there. So this is how you write a Python program to check whether an year is a leap year or not. Do this program in the computer and study. Don't by heart it. Do it in the computer and study, because now in the next section we will modify this program to generate all the leap years between a lower date and an upper date.